It does have some open door policies, open window policies, everything's open on it. It almost resembles like an apartment building, actually. This does not look like a power station. That is bizarre. Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're coming to you once again from the state of Maryland. And we're here at North Point State Park. And we're here for a couple reasons. Number one is this was the location of a former amusement park called Bay Shore Park. I was told it operated from 1906 to 1947 and was tied to Bethlehem Steel. It's the Bethlehem Steel Recreation Park. And they actually had rides here and even a coaster. There's also supposed to be ruins, remains, remnants of a trolley station. I guess the trolley used to operate through this area too. So we're on the lookout for two different things. I don't know anything else other than what I just share with you guys because I've never been here before. And I didn't really know we were coming here until kind of last second. But Nick is familiar with it, so hopefully he will guide us in the right direction. And if there's anything I'm able to do as far as research-wise, I will share it in the video for you guys. Otherwise, Bay Shore Park, trolley station, keep your eyes open, and hopefully we'll discover something rather interesting and unique. So I ask you to come along with me as we explore sections of North Point State Park. What is now the visitor center is a former restaurant that was open and operational during the amusement park era. And there's a little information board which I will show a picture on the screen. Directly across from that, as we make our way through this nice little pathway here, is a fountain which Nick did state is original. So it's been here quite a while. It's unfortunately not operating. That's my luck with fountains. Far and few between are operational. But we'll get some looks at it. Has some nice landscaping and flowers done around it, and would certainly look really nice when it is operational. But we'll just walk up to the edge here and give you just a peek at it here. Some beautiful purple flowers. Almost looks like a children's wading pool. It's a pretty good size, and there's the centerpiece. I'm guessing it would just kind of flower out a type of water fountain spray, but it just has some residual rainwater. But I'll see if I can find a picture of this operational. It would look neat to see. I don't think I'll be back down here anytime soon to see it in person, but if I can find a photo, I'll throw it on the video here. So the great thing over here on the side, there's a information board. I'm going to read part of it. You're welcome to pause to read the rest of it. This beautiful ornamental water fountain was built in the early 1900s as part of the Bay Shore Amusement Park, operating between 1906 and 1947. The park is located on approximately 20 acres of property in this area. Primary purpose of the fountain was to spray the iron well water used throughout the park in an effort to relieve the natural, undesirable taste and color. So it's not only ornamental, it served a functional purpose as well. And again, hopefully we'll find some more information throughout the park here, but on 20 acres, sounds like a pretty decent sized amusement park. Now, I don't know exactly what we're going to find that's left of it here. This is a state park, it is a tourist attraction, but Nick did state there might be some ruins or remnants of some rides or buildings, maybe even something related to a roller coaster. I really don't know. If we do find it, it'll be a pleasant surprise. But he did say we'll definitely see signs of the trolley line that used to operate here. So not really too sure what's going on behind me, but we are standing underneath the former trolley platform. This is original to the park, but they did do a rehab on it in the 90s. And the cool thing about it is that this section of dirt that's going through here is actually where the rail line used to be. So there's probably loading, unloading on both sides, but this was the rail line itself. Would have been ties, rail. And up on top, which is going to be nearly impossible to see in this camera, but there are insulators and knob and tube wiring for the when the line was in operation, but it did cease operation when the park closed around 1947. Looking back, here's a farther view of the station platform. Pretty neat. It's more like a pavilion now, but it's great that it's still here and being repurposed. And we're following the red brick road because it's leading us out on this type of is this a jetty or a pier?
It's a jetty.
Jetty. It's kind of like a a break in the land here, and it's a beautiful area. It's just beaches here, but there's no swimming allowed. Not sure if you can even go down there, but certainly a great place for some views. If you look in the distance, I'm going to try to crop it in. There is a lighthouse out there, it looks like, and a fire as we speak, so hopefully nothing too serious is going on. But definitely a beautiful place. I can imagine families coming here and enjoying the openness, the fresh air while they're here at the amusement park. I know it's kind of windy, so I do apologize, but it's definitely a popular area. And the water, though, it's not the best conditions. This is kind of a mixture of sand and mud and muck, and there's like areas where water is getting trapped from like sandbars, so it's yeah, very soft and mucky. Something I don't want to go into. I did that once already today, but we got a great view from here. Unfortunately, since it is a state park, unfortunately there is no drone flying here, even though we do have our drones, so we'll just have to admire it from the ground here. My shadow is poking you.
Oh.
Decided to venture down along the side of the jetty here, right at the base of the water, and thankfully it's much less windy here. But a couple things I want to point out is all the stones down here are covered in like incrustations. There's like little tiny craters. It's hard to explain it, but they do look rather unique. I'm guessing it's from being underwater. And if we look, you can actually see the water line right around there. So at times where I'm sitting, I would be underwater. But right now, I guess you would consider it low tide. And it's down pretty low. Also, the water is not really that clean. I could see maybe about an inch, and it's just murky and cloudy. So it's understandable that they don't have swimming here, but back in the day when the amusement park was open, they did have public swimming. But now it's more so for boating, fishing, and for doing what I'm doing, just sitting here taking pictures and talking about it. The fire's still going off in the distance, and it's just very unfortunate we can't fly the drone here. It is a state park, which is a no-fly zone, but those guys are up there getting footage. I think RJ is going to be doing some time lapses possibly, so make sure to check out their videos, which as always will be linked down below in the description. Found a little access way down the ladder, and sitting on the furthest waypoint of the jetty, looking out, almost looks like an ocean. You can barely see land on the other side. There's a big cargo ship out there, and some people fishing as we speak. There's actually a couple fishing lines in the water. Be curious to see what they pull out of here.
Nice view.
Hey, not too shabby. Now they're blocking my exit, so I'm gonna take the scenic route. Let's hope I don't fall in. Okay, I think I'm safe now. All right, so while it's kind of not windy right here, I just want to say that I'm not sure what else we're going to find today, but at least coming out here, it's kind of like a little bonus segment for you guys. I didn't know there's a jetty here and the fantastic views, but we are going to continue on locating more of the ruins of the amusement park. We at least found the trolley station platform, which is pretty cool. And we can see where the line used to be. But I do want to find some ruins from the amusement park, so we're going to continue our search. So keep your eyes peeled, and if you see anything, make sure you shout, "Jay, stop! Look over there!" I'll try to listen and hear you guys. Made our way back from the jetty, and there's looking at the fountain. We hung a left, and it brought us to a T intersection. Straight ahead is some wilderness. The trail goes right and left, and they're headed left. And Nick did say that these are the original sidewalks when the park was open. So basically, if we follow the sidewalks, it should take us to different areas of the park. But unfortunately, as you can see, everything is pretty overgrown. So it's going to be hard to find stuff as far as ruins or remnants. So we may have to maybe come back in the winter time if we don't find anything today. What happened?
That's going to take us right back to the rave.
So that's a good sign, means it's the entrance.
Okay.
I guess.
So we should have done right-hand rule.
Yes.
Okay.
Just follow the tour guide.
Yeah. Whatever you do, don't follow him in traffic. He will not wait for you. He just keeps going and hopes you'll make it there. All right, I heard one of you guys shouting, "Stop, stop, I see something." I heard you, because I actually do see it now myself. Just off to the left of the trail is a foundation. There is, looks like concrete and stone here. There's a hole there, looks like it would have been a pipe. And I'm stepping up, I'm actually on top of a foundation right now as we speak, so there was a building here at one point. Not very big, I would say across maybe 10 feet, maybe 12 feet. So there is some type of maybe a little stand or structure here at one point.
Racks match the one in the trolley station.
So you guys spotted the foundation, but you failed to tell me there's a telephone pole right here. Arj actually spotted it. So it's right next to the building structure. I didn't spot it, it was the viewers.
Okay, you guys spot it.
RJ's trying to give me credit. You guys get the credit. You found that. So in front of this pile, Matt was showing me there's this big electrical conduit pipe. It's pretty heavy duty. And there's some metal, you know, things coming out of the concrete. There's an eye hook over there. What is that right there?
That's an insulator bracket.
Is it?
That's like what's up on that pole.
Oh, okay. In the midst of all this mess, we have another foundation right here. It's clearly some poured concrete. And some random items here, which I saw from a distance. This looks like a type of cooler, possibly. Yeah, it almost reminds me of either a cooler or like an ice cream cart. Looks like it would have the lids on top that would close. You lift to open. So it could have been either ice cream or maybe soda pop. There's just some random scrap stuff out here. But the good news is that we're finding more and more, so hopefully the farther we venture in, the more we will discover. Well, it's safe to say we're off the beaten path, but this can be considered a beaten path. It's no longer concrete though, but it is winding through here, and I hear something moving in there. Actually sounded kind of, what is that? Something keeps making noise. Okay, these guys are returning. Looks like we may be turning around. We'll find out in just a second. So behind me where the trail is going is where Matt and Randy came from. They said it goes to an open field, which is not where we want to head to. So our gracious host and tour guide, Nick, said, let's check this other area. So we're going to be backtracking and going towards the other end where he said there's possibly a power station, he believes, and a chance of some more ruins other than what we found so far. So we'll keep you updated as we make our trek along these trails here. We just came upon a random discovery. So we're walking on this trail. We just came from back there. It's kind of where we turned around. And we noticed that this is kind of elevated. It drops off on both sides. It's hard packed. There's some stone, which is known as ballast. And we're about 99% certain this is the old trolley line, because as we follow it, it does go around a sharp bend here. The beach is there. And it goes right back to the pavilion, former trolley station. So we accidentally just stumbled upon it by following the trail. Unfortunately, there's no rails, no ties, no nothing other than just the rail bed itself and some leftover ballast. But that is pretty neat. We were able to find at least a section of the former line. And as we follow it, it will take us right back to the station, which we've already seen. But then we need to kind of cover some ground and get to a different area of the park. So I'll see you over there in just a moment. So off in the distance, we just came down there. That is the former trolley line. And if we follow it, it leads us right here, right through the middle of the trolley station. So yeah, that is pretty awesome. Completely random discovery, but it lines up perfectly. Would have went right through here and stopped for pickups and drop-offs. Just wanted to point out something that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. As we walked out earlier on the jetty, there were clear signs saying no swimming. Right here, it says no lifeguard, but enter the water at your own risk. So which is it? Can you or can you not go in the water? I think that's referring to wading, but I just find that kind of funny though. No swimming, but you must enter at your own risk. But I wouldn't do that. It is kind of nasty. There's an old electrical pole there, but over through here I spotted something. This really old fire hydrant. Wow. I can't really make out the name on it. It says the Pratt and Company, no, the Pratt and Caddy, 1916. Oh, any water pressure? Hopefully not. So yeah, 1916. That is really neat. Still surviving. It looks like it was red and green as the original colors. And behind me, I'm actually finding some foundations here. There's random brick structures or supports. There's random ones of these, which may be supports for a ride. There could have been a ride here which had braces or poles or supports standing on these. So there are various ones around here. You think? I thought maybe for maybe rides.
Oh, to level them out and stuff.
Well, the adventure continues. We just walked all the way down from that direction to where I am now. And we were following the trail because what we're looking for, we weren't finding in the other area of the park. So Matt pulled up in Google Maps and said, hey, let's hop in the car, go to a different parking lot. Should bring us closer. So what we're looking for is a power station. Now, Nick originally thought it was a power station for the park, but we actually are much farther away from the park now. But what we're walking on right now is actually more of the trolley line, and we have clear evidence of it here. It's actually divided a swamp area here, but there's signs of the ties here, and the power station we're going to was most likely the power station for the trolley line itself, for the overhead trolley line. So although we probably won't find any more amusement park ruins, we are finding more of the trolley line and power supply for a power station. And on top of that, we're getting some gorgeous scenery from a different part different portion of North Point State Park. So I just wanted to point that out to you, give you a quick update. We are going to be continuing down that way, and the power station is not too much further. Be able to check that out, and I believe that's the last thing for today. So a little bit more to go, but still enjoying the adventure.
I got those damn things in my front yard now. I walked out for one day, they're in my driveway. There's a pond right next to me.
What seemed to be an endless walk finally brought us to a location. So still walking on the trolley line, and as I kind of spin around here, can you spot it? It's kind of camouflaged by the tree cover, but up on the left there is a pretty big structure, and as RJ and Matt get closer to it, you can actually kind of see actually how big it is. And from what was told, this is a former power station, substation that supplied power for the trolley line. Originally nicked out, again, as I mentioned, for the amusement park, but the amusement park is actually quite a distance away. And since this is located right along the trolley route, it would make sense that this was supplying power for the trolleys. And maybe even more. I don't know, it's a really, really large building. I'm actually kind of surprised that something like this is just hidden back here. You can see how it's kind of camouflaged. If you were just kind of staring off, you know, from a distance, maybe hard to pick up, but it does have some open door policies, open window policies. Everything's open on it. It almost resembles like an apartment building, actually. This does not look like a power station. That is bizarre. Maybe we'll find something else inside. This looks like a hotel entrance. Now there's something past it that looks more like a power station. This looks like a hotel. Well, my assumptions are incorrect, and that's okay because we're learning as we go. So I'm standing under a little overhang here. There is a metal garage door that's kind of partially hanging there. But as we make our way down, what is surprising is rails. There is rails in here. So this indeed did house trolleys, and maybe it was a repair shop, maintenance facility, storage, combination of all three, who knows, but I thought for a second this was a hotel from the outside. You're lucky, Nick.
So we won the lottery, guys.
Now, like a goof that I am, I didn't think I would need my flashlight because I didn't want to take more than I had to, and it's back in the car. I had it with me all day today. But Matt was kind enough to lend me his for any really dark areas, but I think you guys are able to see what I'm seeing. There's middle kind of framing going through. So upper windows and lower windows, heavily graffitied, but that's to be expected. But the rails, though, are the biggest surprise. Just came on back to check out the back side of it, and right here in front of me is a cylinder of types with a hole in it. Doesn't go down too deep, but right over here there is more. A little foundation here, not concrete, it looks like some type of stone. There's a pipe in the middle, it's like a little square, and it's directly behind the facility here, which is being overtaken by some ivy and foliage. The structure itself is really in good condition. I mean, I was expecting to be something really run down and dilapidated, but it's surprisingly holding up pretty strong. I thought maybe there was a basement. Now there's a kind of a separate portion coming off here. Now it's just one big open space. You can't really get inside of it or upstairs. It's more like a warehouse, but it is pretty neat though. Oh, here's another. Oh, this is like almost like a well. So I found two of these already. Possibly a well. Oh, Matt's got the drone. Mine's in the car. So I definitely want to see his footage. This is probably my favorite room. It's really big, open, spacious. Has the natural skylights, as I like to say. If I was to guess from end to end, I would say probably 60, 70 feet across, maybe 80, and maybe just as high. This is a pretty big room. It does have a roll down garage door over there, and probably did have one over here as well. But these are interconnected. And now we're back in the main building here. Something I'm noticing that you probably see better on Matt's drone footage is there's 4 circular areas here, and we're guessing maybe turbines were here for supplying the power. And if you look up directly above is the openings, which would have been the smokestacks or the vents. So that would make sense. This is the power building that they were talking about. It would have been 4 massive turbines spewing out steam and smoke and powering supply. I keep saying powering supply, supplying power for the trolley line. And I'm not a fan of graffiti, but this one's really well done. You all float, Georgie. Good old Pennywise. That's really well done. And people even climbed up there and got some graffiti done. Yeah, I'm going to snap some photos and then I'm going to get back outside and wrap up the video. That is such a cool building. So North Point State Park, what can I say other than it's a really neat place to visit. I definitely will be coming back in the winter time, probably Matt as well and whoever else wants to join, to kind of pick up where we left off. Now, we came here, we were starting to look for amusement park ruins and trolley ruins. Now, we kind of succeeded a little bit. The trolley ruins, we 100% succeeded. We found the old trolley route, we found the refurbished platform station, and we found more sections of the line, including the power station here, which is just amazing. That's sitting back here in the woods. That is a phenomenal find. So glad we're able to find that and share it in this video. As far as the amusement park goes, I was a bit disappointed. I was hoping to see some more signs of an actual park other than the fountain and the former restaurant. We did see some foundations and some random things in the woods, telephone poles, stuff like that, but nothing with clear evidence saying this was a ride, that was a building or a stand or anything like that related to the park. Not to say that there's none out there, but we didn't succeed today. Partially because we were kind of, rushing through because we were running out of daylight like we are right now. And on top of that, it's really thick and growing in. We're here in May now, and it's kind of the wrong time of year to come. So we're going to return in the winter when everything's down and more visible, and we'll give you some more, adventures searching North Point State Park for the former Bay Shore Park, if that's the name of it. With that said though, if you do want to leave any comments down below on what you enjoyed in the video, I'd love to hear from you guys. They all filmed as well, so to check out their videos in the footage. And I have a long drive home, over 3.5 hours, so we're going to be making our way back to the parking lot and heading on out. But this was a fantastic day. Big thanks to Matt for inviting me out, and also thanks to Nick for informing us the information about this park, and also to RJ and Randy for joining us today. The 5 of us had a great time, a lot of laughs, some dirty moments as we saw in a previous video. If you haven't seen that video, that will be linked down below, where I did slip and fall and get covered in muck. That's all I could say. So with that said, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, I'll see you in the next video.